Hello everyone, good morning. I hope everyone is at home. Now, till now we have enjoyed your holidays and almost your exams are also complete. Now we are going to start with 12th class. The first chapter of your 12th class is it is electrostatics. Now where does this electrostatics come from? It comes from electromagnetism. Electromagnetism is further divided into two parts. One is electrostatics and electrodynamics. Now, what is this electrostatics and electrodynamics? And don't sit idle. Please open your book, take new notes, and start writing it down because this is very important. And the whole 12th class we have electrostatics, current, electricity, alternating current, direct current, and we even have nuclear physics, which are very lengthy topics and which are very important for us in the view of NEET. Okay, fine. So electrostatics. Now, where does this static word come from? Static means what? As in your 11th class we have seen kinematics, and you even have dynamics. Now, what is static? Static means an object is at rest. So, and what is dynamics? An object is in motion. In 11th class we have spoken about objects, which is a car or a train or a bus or something, which is at rest or motion. Now here in 12th class we are not going to talk about objects, but we are going to talk about quantum objects. Quantum objects means electron, proton or neutron. All these are called quantum particles. Now we are going to discuss how an electron acts if it is static and when it is in dynamics. Now this is our first chapter, so we are only going to talk about electron when it is in rest. Dynamics is your second chapter, which is called current, electricity, right? So here dynamics means our electron passes through a conductor. The flow of electron through a conductor is called current, as you already know. Now we are going to talk about electrostatics, where our electron is at rest and what does it do and what are its properties. We are going to study all of them in detail. Now fine, if I am going fast or slow, you have a fast forward button. If I am going slow, you can also decrease the speed. You can do whatever you want, and if you want to write the notes, pause it and note it down, whatever is there on your board. Okay, fine. Now, first in electrostatics we are going, the basic particle in electrostatics is basic fundamental thing is a charge. Now what is a charge? Think for a second and play it. Charge is an intrinsic property of matter. Charge is an intrinsic property. Intrinsic, I'm writing the definition, is a intrinsic property. Now what is this intrinsic means? Intrinsic means there is no extension to it. There is no extension. There is, suppose for example, let us take mass. Mass is a derived quantity or fundamental quantity? You think obviously it is a fundamental quantity. Can you extend mass to next level? Mass is a initial stage. After that, after mass, there is nothing. Mass is a unit which is taken like that only. Similarly, a charge, there is no extension to it. Charge is a charge, which is a unit, right? Now, the unit for charge, SI unit for charge, SI unit for charge is Coulomb. SI unit for charge is Coulomb, right? And this charge is denoted by Q. Charge is denoted by letter Q. Sometimes it may be capital Q or small q, anything is fine. Now this charge is a scalar quantity. Charge is a scalar quantity. Now what is scalar and what is vector? You already know. Scalar, which has only magnitude but no direction. Vector, which has both magnitude and direction. Right? Okay. Next. Next, there are you already know there are two types of charges. There are two types of charges. You already know what are those two types. One is positive charge and the other is negative charge. Positive charge. Now positive charge, you can also say positive means good, negative means bad. Nothing like that. But we have two types of charges. One is positive charge and other is negative charge. And one more fundamental thing, you know that positive and positive. What does this become? And negative and negative. What will this become? And positive and negative. What will this become? So we already know from our class 8 or class 7, we already know that positive and positive repel. Positive and positive charges repel. Negative and negative charges also repel. Right? And positive and negative attract. Right? We already know this. I think most of them know. Now let us take a small example. Take a comb. If you have dry hair, brush it and tear some pieces of paper, and after combing the hair, just move that comb towards a paper, torn paper. So what do you observe is the papers start to attract to the comb. Now how is this happening? This is called static energy. That is what we are going to study in this chapter. How is it going to happen? What is the charge? What is the value of charge? Everything we are going to study in detail. Right? Note it down. Next topic is conservation of charge. Now already in 11th class you have studied work energy power. There we have studied conservation of energy. Conservation of energy means what? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred into one form to another form. Similarly, conservation of charge. Here, charge can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred from one form to other. Write this point. Charge can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred from one form to other form. Right? Understood? Now, one more point. Note this down. Right. Next point is charge of an isolated system is always constant. Now what is this isolated? Isolated means what? Now you have seen in newspapers daily, you are saying if anyone gets positive, they are quarantined, means isolated. They are shifted away from the people. They are kept in a room, they are provided all food and water, they take care of themselves. That is what isolated means. This is only a single system. No one can enter, no one can exit. Okay, now suppose this is a system. Now this is a system. Now we have a charge plus 3 coulomb. This is a charge plus 3 coulomb, and other you have plus 2 coulomb. Plus 2 coulomb, and one more negative charge minus 2 coulomb. This is A. Right? This is A. Now shake it. Shake this. If you have a box, you have 3 charges. Now shake this whole box. Now what will become is for suppose this is plus 2 coulomb, this is plus 1 coulomb, and we have to find out how much is this. We have to find out what is this. Now what does this mean is charge of an isolated system is always constant. Now we are going to see. Note it down. Now add all of these in A. What do you get? Suppose this is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, right, equal to this. This is after shaking, so we take it as Q1 dash plus Q2 dash plus Q3 dash, right? So now what is Q1? Plus 3 plus Q2 is plus 2. Everything is in coulomb, plus minus 2 equal to Q1 dash plus 2 plus 1, and we don't know what is this Q, right? This is equal to, now I'll show how is it constant. Now here we have plus 3 and 2 plus 1 3, cancel. Now what is remaining? Q is equal to how much? 0. Q is equal to 0 coulomb. Now the charge of this is 0 coulomb. Now what do you observe from this is, if you add 3 plus 2 5 minus 3 plus 2 5 minus 2 is 3. This you are getting as 3 coulomb. Now here 2 plus 1 3 plus 0 is also 3 coulomb. Now these both are equal. This means charge of an isolated system is always constant. Both are same. That is why we are calling it as constant. Understood? Okay. Note it down. Now the next topic is quantization of charge. The next topic is quantization of charge. Quantization of charge. Everything by its name only. Electrostatics, electron is at rest. Conservation of energy, we know what is the statement. Now quantization. Now what is this quantization means? What? Quantization means which is available in a fixed amount, which is available in a fixed amount. Now what is this available in fixed amount? Now if you go to a shop, if you want to buy a pen, pen or marker, whatever it is, if you want to buy a marker, if you go to the shop and you ask the shopkeeper to give I want a marker. So you won't ask give me half marker or 1/4 marker or 3/4 marker. So what do you ask? Give me 1 marker or 2 markers or 3 markers or 10 markers. Similarly, electron is available in 1 electron or 2 electrons or 3 electrons. It is not available in 0.5 or 0.9 or 0.1. It is not available like this. Right? Now what do we say is it is not available in decimals or half or 3/4 or something like that. Fine. Noted? Now, what is the value of 1 electron? I think you might have seen this in chemistry, right? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb is the charge of 1 electron. This is the fundamental quantity. Fundamental quantity. Right? This is a fundamental quantity. Now, next point, charge. Note it down. Charge is always available in integral forms. Now what is this integral forms means? For example, 1 electron it is not integral form, integral multiple. Charge is always available in integral multiple of fine. Integral multiple of fundamental charge. Integral multiple of fundamental charge. That is 1 electron or 2 electron or 3 electron. Similarly, n electron. All these are positive. Similarly, negative is also available. Minus 1 electron, minus 2 electron or minus 3 electron, so on, minus n electron. Right? Note this down. Now let us see now we have written 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron and so on, n electron. Now what is the general form for this is Q is equal to Ne. Q is equal to Ne. Now what is this? Q is charge of any body. Charge of any body. What is N? N is an integer. N is an integer. E is charge of electron. Charge of electron you have to remember, which is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, which you have to remember, which is very useful in your solving your problems, right? Okay. Q is equal to Ne. Understood this? Q is charge of any body. N is an integer, which is, what are integers? 1, 2, 3, so on. Or even negative is also possible. Negative integers are also there. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Right? So, and E is and E is the charge of electron. Right? Now we are going to solve a problem. Let's see how you will do. Excuse me. Now, note this problem. Can a charge of 8 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb be given to the body? Can a charge of 8 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb be given to the body? Right. Now how do we solve this? Just now we have seen some the formula. What is that? Q is equal to Ne. Now can a charge, this is the charge, so the value of Q is 8 into 10 to the power minus 18 equal to N. We have to find N. We already know what is E. So E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So we have to find N. So what should we do? 8 into 10 power minus 18 by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 equal to N. So 8 ones are 8, 0.2. And you know, I think you know how to calculate this. A power m by a power n is equal to a power m minus n. So 1 by 0.2 into 10 power minus 18 minus of minus 19. So what does this become? Equal to 1.02 into 10 to the power minus into minus plus minus 18 plus 19 gives you 10 to the power 1. 10 to the power 1. So the value plus 50 plus, now what is this N? I have already told this is an integer. Integer. Is 50 an integer? Yes, it is absolutely an integer. Understood? Clear? Okay, fine. We'll go on to the next topic. Right. Now there is a topic called ways to charge a body. How can you charge a body? The first thing is charging by conduction. Charging by conduction. Now what is this conduction? Conduction means with contact. Charging with contact. Right. Now for suppose you have a body, everything with negative charge. Right. This is negative charge. Next you have a neutral body. Neutral doesn't mean it has 0 electrons. This is neutral does not mean electrons are 0. Neutral means electrons, number of electron equal to number of proton. Number of that body is called a neutral body. Right? Understood? Fine. Now let this be. After this, now this is a negative charged body and this is a neutral body. Now what happens to this is, what if you bring, as I told, conduction is it is in contact. So now let's make it contact. So this is negative charge, this is your neutral body. Now what will happen here? The output finally is the negative charges. For suppose let us have 4 electrons in this negative charge. Fine. For suppose let us have 4 electrons here, and this is a neutral body, and you know what's a neutral body. So what is the output is, you get 2 electrons here and this is A, this is body A and this is body B. This is A and this is B. Now here you had 4. This is your neutral, and what is the outcome when you bring it in contact? What do you get is 2 electrons in A and 2 electrons in B. What happened here is electron transfer. Electron transfer. Now you may have a doubt. Here I wrote 4 electrons, that is why I have divided 2 and 2 electrons. Fine, your doubt is correct. Okay. If I have 3 electrons, what will happen is, if I have 3 electrons, what will happen? How will the electrons get divided? Now there is a statement which is, if the size, material and shape of the body are same, then electrons are distributed equally. Electrons are distributed equally. So suppose this is of how much? 3 mm radius. This is also 3 mm radius. Both are shape. Size is 3 mm. Shape is both are circular, and material is both are made up of some iron or copper, something your wish. So if all these are same, shape, size and material, all shape, size and material, all 3 are same, then electrons are equally distributed. If they are different, the distribution is unequal. If they are all these 3 components are same, then electron distribution is same, right? If 4 electrons, you get 2 here, 2 over there. And if these 3 are different, either of one is different is also, you get this unequal situation, right? Electrons are distributed unequally, right? Now, understood? Clear? Okay. Next one is, charging. First one was charging by conduction. Now charging by charging by induction. Charging by induction. Now what is this charging by induction? Let us see. Charging by induction means without contact. Charging by induction means without contact. Now suppose let us take a body here, again all negative charges, negative charged body, and let us take a neutral body again. Neutral body. Now this is body A and this is body B. This is step 1. A negative charged body. The step 1 is negative charged body is there and a neutral body is there. Fine, clear. Next step 2 is same negative charged body, and here what do we do is now here what do we do is we'll bring a negative charged body in contact another negative charged body in contact with the neutral body. Now in neutral, what is the situation? Neutral means what? We have positive and even we have negative also. Proton and electron both are there. So what in the second step, negative charged body is there, neutral body is there, and to this neutral body we are bringing one more conductor which is having negative charge with contact to the neutral body. So what will this become? What will happen means, I am drawing this neutral and this negative charge. Fine. Now, if I bring this negative, suppose let us take A, B and C. A, B and C. Just a second. Again I am drawing. This is A, this is B and this is C. Negative. This is positive and this is negative. Here we have negative. Now if I bring this negatively charged body towards B, it does not mean we have to make it as contact. No, just move it little bit till here. Now what will happen is these negative charges move away from this negative charge. Why? We already know that positive repel, negative also repel, and positive attract. This phenomenon is applied here. So what happens if you move this negatively charged body, the positive charges are present and the negative charges also move away. This negatively charged particles transfer into this C body which is in contact. This process is called polarization. We are going to learn deeply about this in our next classes. So till here you just remember the name. What is happening? You are just bringing the negatively charged body towards the neutral body and all the negative charges are getting separated, are getting away. Why? Because this is a negatively charged body and this positively charged particles are attracted to this negatively charged particles. Right? Understood? Okay. And similarly, if here you can take positive also, no problem. You can take positive or negative, anything your wish. Right? Okay. Fine. Understood? Next. These are all basics. I don't. These are mostly not asked in your exam, but you should have an idea for to know the upcoming concepts. Now, the third way is charging by friction. Now, charging by friction. I already told you what is this charging by friction. Charging by friction means what? Before I told you, if you comb your hair and if you bring it near the piece of paper, this is called charging by friction. Now, what is if let us take one more example. If both your palms are there, if you rub against each other, what is happening? Friction is produced. Why? Because of your skin, friction is produced. And what is generating? Thermal energy is generating. These are your two palms. Rub against each other. So if you rub against each other, this may have positive and negative also. This is also having positive and negative both, because this is a neutral body. This hand is a one neutral body and this hand is the other neutral body. So what? If you rub against each other, transfer of particles take place. Means the sum of the charges from A are transferred to B and other are transferred from B to A. This is called charging by friction. Understood? Okay, fine. For today, this is enough. Tomorrow we are going to see Coulomb's law. Right? Thank you.